This is John Young with the Weekend Handyman. Today we are joined by TJ Wheeler from the Friedrich Company. Good afternoon, TJ.
Hey, John. Good afternoon.
I've got questions that have come in about air conditioning systems. What's the right one for my application and such? So let's go through in this series of videos and talk about the different air conditioning ways to keep that house cool, or maybe even to heat it just a little bit. And I see right there you have got some through-the-wall units. Let's talk about those units.
We do. So next to me, we have both of our series of through-the-wall units. So these are basically room air conditioners, kind of like what you're used to with a window air conditioner, but designed specifically to go through the wall. So you don't have to take up your window space. It can be flush mounted to the outside or the inside. And what you get is a nice finished, clean appearance when you get the final installation. And we've actually got two series of through-the-wall units here. The first one on the top is our Uni-Fit series. This is for slightly smaller applications in sleeve sizes from 24 to 26 inches. And they come in capacities from about 8,000 to 12,000 BTUs. So that's good for about a bedroom to a normal size, maybe a living room or area like that. On the product on the bottom here, this is the WallMaster from Friedrich. And Friedrich's been manufacturing a variant of the WallMaster for over 30 years now. This focuses on the 27-inch wall sleeve, which is a very popular sleeve size. And what it does is it allows you to pack a lot of power, a lot of efficiency, a lot of heating and cooling capacity into the same unit if you need that. And this product ranges from 8,000 BTUs up to 15,000 BTUs of cooling capacity in air conditioners with electric heat, or even heat pump models.
Wow. So when you're talking up to 12,000 BTU with that, what size of a room would that do, or how much of a house could that do?
On a 12,000 BTU, you'd probably be looking at, depending on where you are in the country, obviously things like how many windows and the exposures and stuff has a little bit to do with it, but that's typically a living room size, maybe a 12 by 15 or, something in that range. And then in the WallMaster, we go up to the 15,000 BTU level, which is slightly larger than that. And both of these have excellent airthrow. So you're able to circulate that air, which is what's very important. Friedrich focuses a lot of time and attention on how comfortable we actually make the entire room, not just right in front of the air conditioner.
Sure. So it would circulate around that living room or dining room area, wherever you have it installed. What's the big difference now between a window unit, which we'll talk about in a separate video? You've got some there, but we'll talk about those in the next video.
Yep.
Between a window unit and a through-the-wall unit, besides not taking up window space, are they more efficient?
Traditionally, you see, so both lines of products have an Energy Star rating for them, but they're set at slightly different levels. Normally, the numbers that you will see on the window units will be slightly higher efficiency because they're not constrained to a very specific dimension. So you can see the compact size of the through-the-wall unit here, and the much larger variant of a larger window air conditioner here. Because we're able to increase the aspect and the overall dimensions in all directions on the window type, the through-the-wall will have a slightly lower number, a numeric equivalent on the efficiency ratings.
Now, how about when a person's, the end of the season now with those through-the-wall units, is there anything special that I need to do?
Actually, that's a great question. So on through-the-wall units, or at least all of Friedrich's through-the-wall units, we sell the chassis, which is the guts, if you will, of the air conditioner, separately from the wall sleeve and other accessories that come with it, or that are used with it. So when you're done with this for the season, as opposed to having a potentially drafty area or even an air conditioner that's no longer in use, you can actually remove the chassis from the wall sleeve and replace what we call weather panels. Which are solid steel panels. They go on both the outside of the building and the inside of the building, all installed from the inside space. So you don't have to go and crawl up your wall or anything weird like that. But that will give you a nice finished off look and very well insulated space during the winter months if you're using this for air conditioning only. And that's for both series, both the WallMaster and the Uni-Fit series have that feature from Friedrich.
But you mentioned the WallMaster has the ability to be a heating unit also. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah. In fact, the Uni-Fit model can be a heater, but it's only electric heat. So air conditioner, or an air conditioner with electric heat, or an air conditioner with electric heat, or even a heat pump, which is the most efficient form of heating. And Friedrich is the only 27-inch through-the-wall unit that offers the heat pump heating and an Energy Star rated model as well. So you know that you're getting the most efficient form of heating and cooling.
So with that heat pump technology, then I'm able to use that throughout the cold fall nights. I mean, how far into winter will I be able to use that?
Yeah, so the heat pump, works very, very well for the fall and spring months, and depending on where you're located in the U.S. Or in the area, southern climates, it typically works very well year round. When temperatures start to fall below 40 degrees or approach freezing, the unit will have to cycle on and off because it has to maintain its all of its operating parameters and things. And there's a lot of stuff that we do to protect the unit and make sure that you're being made as comfortable as possible as well. So the unit itself makes all of those decisions to make sure that it's providing you first the most effective form of conditioning, heating, cooling, whatever that would be, and then the most efficient form of that. So we'll always try to be a heat pump first, but if it has to use the electric heater to boost up the temperature, it will do that as well.
Very nice. Very nice. The final question that folks are going to have is to install one of those. Now, what kind of a process, who do I need to have involved to help me install one of those?
Well, depending on the type of wall that you're going to put it into, it's just like framing any other wall. So, if this were an existing room that you wanted to add this to, you would, probably have a just general contractor type, a carpenter that would come and assist, because they would reframe they would cut a hole through the wall, reframe the opening to fit our wall sleeve, and then caulk around that on the inside and outside, and then you're done. You do that, and you have your power outlet nearby, and that's all it takes to have one of these installed, in a semi-permanent appearance as well, and not take up your window space.
Nice. Now you mentioned, of course, that we'd have to have an outlet fairly close, of course. Is that a traditional 15 amp outlet, or do we need something a little bit larger?
Depending on the capacity of the unit, it will take either a typical 15 or 20 amp 115 volt breaker, or when you get into some of the very large models, like the 15,000 BTU unit in the WallMaster, it does require a 230 volt 20 amp breaker, and which is still fairly common. I think just about every house in the U.S. would have that service in their home. Just be a matter of getting it to the location where the air conditioner itself is.
Yep, and your local electrician can handle that and get you hooked up and ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
TJ, if people would like to find out more information about the through-the-wall units from Friedrich, where could they go to check those out?
They would go to www.friedrich.com.
That sounds great. We'll put that link in the description below so you guys can go check that out. TJ, thank you very much for your time this afternoon.
Hey, thank you, John.
This is John.